Hello. We need your help to stop U.S. arms sales to Turkey and Azerbaijan. Let me tell you how. The link on this video is anca.org/export control. Check it out now, check it out later. It's important that you take action today. That website, anca.org/export control, will take you to an ANCA action alert, which will empower you to take two immediate actions. The first is to write a pre-written letter, which you can modify, to something called the Defense Security Cooperation Agency. It's a branch of the Pentagon, a branch of our Defense Department, that oversees foreign military sales. It's not the only part of the government that deals with foreign military sales. In fact, the State Department also has an important role, but the Defense Security Cooperation Agency is right in the middle of the process. So by clicking on that link, the title of this video, anca.org/export control, the screen will populate with a pre-written letter that with one click you can send to Heidi Grant, who is the director of the Defense Security Cooperation Agency. As it turns out, if you go to their website, this agency invites public comment. Their email is a public email, their phone number is a public telephone number, and in fact, they welcome the opportunity for citizens to offer feedback on arms sales issues. And they also say that they have public sessions from time to time on this exact subject. And you can invite yourself, you can ask rather to be invited to subsequent future sessions on arms control issues. Our letter asks that a public session be called specifically on this subject, on the question of should or should not the U.S. government be providing arms, sales, transfers, third-party transfers through other countries, military aid programs, any type of movement of U.S. weaponry, technology, parts, armaments from the U.S. to Turkey or Azerbaijan. That deserves a full airing. It's not something that should be done overnight. It's not something that should be expedited or fast-tracked. It requires a serious deep dive by the U.S. government. And by writing that letter tonight, you'll ask for a public session on the matter of U.S. assistance to Turkey and Azerbaijan. This is an urgent issue because the Armenian National Committee of Canada scored a major success last week in getting the Canadian government to block all arms sales to Turkey, precisely because Turkey is providing arms to Azerbaijan, and those arms are killing Armenian children, families, civilians in Artsakh, Armenia as well. So now that Canada has blocked those sales, a Canadian firm known as Westcam, which is very, very well positioned in this process, a major source of drones and drone sensors for Turkey, they're out of the equation. Not only can they not write new contracts, even the present day contracts are frozen. So Turkey finds itself in a situation where they need new sourcing, and they've knocked on the U.S. door, and they're asking the U.S. government for an expedited approval so that companies like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon and Northrop Grumman can sell these drone sensors, these thermal imaging, laser designation systems, very advanced systems, to Turkey. And then Turkey then in turn can get them over to Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan can use them against innocent civilians and in Artsakh. So that's why this is important. Turkey feels they're not able, they know they can't get the equipment they need from Canada. They're turning to the U.S. and they're saying, green light this right away, just sign off on it. And we're saying, no, absolutely not. We don't think that the U.S. should provide a single bullet, a single gun to either Turkey or Azerbaijan. And certainly we should not be doing so on this expedited basis, this like fast track basis in the dark of the night. They move these approvals through. Absolutely not. So what happens is when you go to anca.org/export control, the title of this video, you'll have the opportunity, as I mentioned, to send a pre-written letter to Heidi Grant, the director of the Defense Security Cooperation Agency. That's number one. Number two, after you click, your letter will be sent, and then up will pop a dialog box saying that in just 30 seconds, you're going to get an automated call from the ANCA. And in fact, you will. In about 30 seconds, you'll get a call. there'll be a phone script, there'll be a voice on the line that says, you know, we're going to connect you now to this office. Please share with them your opposition to any U.S. military sales to either Turkey or Azerbaijan. It's a short voicemail. It might take you 30 seconds. It might take you 60 seconds. At tops, 90 seconds if you want to add some of your own content. At this time of night, of course, it's voicemail. Tomorrow it may be a receptionist. It may not be a receptionist. But in any event, as long as the voicemail box is not full this evening or tomorrow, keep making those phone calls. As I said, the Pentagon has invited public feedback, and we should do exactly that. We should give our feedback, and we should share as citizens that we don't want our government in any way implicated, in any way associated with the slaughter of innocent Armenians. That's unacceptable to us as Americans. It's unacceptable to us as Armenians. And we're not going to just be quiet as, you know, a bunch of DC insiders fast track the merchants of death so that they can move these weapons to Istanbul, eventually maybe to Ankara, and then off to Baku, where they're going to be put in the field, as I said, to kill Armenians. So our task this evening, all of us, our task this evening is to go to anca.org/export control. Click on, enter your information, click on the button. Your letter will be sent. You can modify it if you like. Your letter will be sent, and then stay on the line and you'll get a phone call. That phone call will connect you directly to the Defense Security Cooperation Agency. Leave that short message. It's pre-scripted for you. You can, of course, improvise and add your own content. But the basic message should be: no U.S. weapons to Turkey or Azerbaijan. It is a horror what Azerbaijan is doing to civilians in Artsakh. It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace that a NATO ally is so directly and openly involved in the mass murder of Armenians, and it is even more abhorrent and something that is something none of us will allow for Americans to be implicated in that. If the sensors are produced by Raytheon, by Lockheed Martin, by Northrop Grumman, if these sensors end up on drones of Turkish drones, you know, sure as day turns to night, Turkey will deploy them to Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan will kill Armenians with them, and then America will have blood on our hands. As Americans, we will have blood on our hands, and that is something that we, as Armenian Americans, as Americans of Armenian heritage, simply will not allow. So I do urge you tonight to get on the internet, whether on your phone or your desktop or laptop. Go to anca.org/export control. This is one important tactic, and I do ask that you take action this evening, if not this evening, first thing in the morning. There's a whole array of other initiatives that are being undertaken. We are working with Congressman Sherman and Congressman Cox on Magnitsky sanctions. These are the toughest sanctions in the U.S. arsenal. They're not simply against countries, they're against leaders. So these sanctions would prohibit Erdogan or Aliyev from traveling to the U.S. It would deny them visas because they don't deserve to set foot on American soil. It would freeze their assets and block their ability to conduct dealings with U.S. persons. These are the types of sanctions that will impact these two leaders, plus their top deputies, their defense ministers, their chiefs of staff, all those involved in human rights abuses and war crimes, frankly, against the Armenian people. So you'll also be asked tomorrow morning to weigh in and make sure your member is a co-sponsor, or a co-signer rather, on the Sherman-Cox letter pushing for Magnitsky sanctions. Of course, we continue to advance HRES 1165. We would like to see Kevin McCarthy take a strong stand. He's the Republican leader of the House. He has been very quiet on this issue, and in fact has not given us any encouraging signs until this very moment. And with the clock running out, you know, with so little time left, you know, his indifference to the issue, or his inaction on the issue, will be its death. So I think we all need to stay in touch with Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. He is, you know, he comes from Bakersfield, California, so that's certainly an important task for our community in the Bakersfield area. But it's also something that we all care about, and I think everyone can weigh in with his office because he is a national figure, and we need him to take this national action. So there's the Sherman letter, Cox letter on Magnitsky. There's HRES 1165, which sanctions and condemns Azerbaijan. There's obviously the initiative I just talked about, anca.org/export control, and a range of others. I won't touch on each and every one of them today, but I will say that before you sleep tonight, go to anca.org ANCA.org/export control, and make sure that our Department of Defense, part of our democracy, it's not a thing apart from U.S. governance. In fact, it is subject to the sovereignty of the American people. Make sure that our Defense Department knows that even one bullet, even one circuit, even one part or piece of technology that is put in the hands of Turkey will surely be transferred to Azerbaijan, where it will be deployed to kill Armenian civilians. That is unacceptable to us. If it's unacceptable to you as well, go to ANCA.org/export control right now. Thank you.